rejoice that Yahweh has saved us. So there is a formulation, an articulation of how the ancients envisioned the afterlife. Now, with the Christ event, we learn things. In other words, God reveals. There's divine revelation in the person of Jesus, the Christ. And Jesus, in that second reading, begins to zero in on what it means to be a follower of Jesus. Think of the love that the Father has lavished on us by letting us be called God's children. For that is what we are. In and through our baptism, we have become adopted sons and daughters of God. And that's why at the beginning of every Roman Catholic funeral rite, we have that ritual at the main entrance. The casket is clothed in a white cloth, the pall, and it is sprinkled with holy water. It's a reminder that most likely Gerardo, as an infant, was brought into a church in the Philippines. He was carried in, probably wore a white gown, and he was baptized. And in and through his baptism, he became a child of God, a brother of Jesus, and shares the same inheritance as Jesus does, which is resurrected life. And we believe that that is where and what he is now. That reading goes on to say, my dear people, we are already the children of God. What we are to be in the future has not yet been revealed. And so, in our quest to arrive at a more developed understanding of the afterlife, we've got all sorts of silly myths that have emerged. Streets paved in gold and angels fluttering around and strumming harps. No, it's none of that. We really don't know what it's like, but we know that there is peace, there is joy, there is life eternal with the Trinity, who is a community of love. All we know, that reading concludes, is that when it is revealed, we shall be like Jesus Christ, our risen Lord and Savior. We shall share the same family traits. We shall be co-heirs with Jesus. We'll be doing the same kinds of things that Jesus did. This is our baptismal call. This was Gerardo's call. And then in today's gospel, Jesus acknowledges to his disciples, yes, there is suffering, there's sadness, there's letting go when he prepares to ascend to the Father. And he says, do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God still, and trust in me. And then, using kind of the traditional understanding that the Jewish people had arrived at to this point, Jesus says, now I'm going to prepare a place for you. And basically he's saying, when he says there are many rooms in my Father's house, he's saying there's enough room for all of you. Okay, and I'm going to prepare a place for you, and after I've done that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take you with me. And he says, you know the place to where I'm going. And poor Thomas, he was the one who asked the intelligent questions. We often